incredible books, but not everyone was turning those books into success for their business. And that's why I was really, really excited to meet Rachel Bourke, who's going to share her wisdom and experience with us today. So, with over 30 years of experience as a business owner, Rachel Bourke knows what it takes to turn expertise into income. And like you, she's built something that's worth sharing, and she understands the frustrations of not being seen or paid at the level you deserve. She's renowned for her practical, no-nonsense, and highly effective approach to sales. And I can say for sure that she is very no-nonsense, and I absolutely love it. But her clients regularly double or triple their conversion rates. One even closed 140,000 in new business within a month of applying her methods. So using the neuroscience of influence, NLP, and her trademark buyer's coach methodology, she teaches authors, speakers, experts, and ambitious service professionals how to sell with confidence without ever sounding salesy, which I know is something that appeals to a lot of us. So I first saw Rachel present for just 15 minutes at a networking event, and I got so much value out of just those few minutes. And since then, every chat that I've had with her has given me some really great insights. And so I'm super excited to be doing her sales intensive come July. And I'm even more excited for her to share some of her wisdom and expertise with you guys today. So that's enough from me. Before we welcome Rachel, one last time for those who've just joined us, we had a Zoom issue, and that's why many of you have my name, despite you not being me. So if you've just joined us, click on the little blue button at the top right of your face, if you scroll over your face with 3 dots, and click rename and just put your name in so that we can see who you are. And I'll put that in the chat as well. But that is enough from me. You are all here to learn about how to take a book and turn it into sales for your business, how to become a real authority using your book. So I would love you to join me in welcoming the brilliant Rachel Bourke to this virtual stage.
Hello, everybody. It is fantastic to see you here today. And it's always terrifying when you run an event like this, because everyone leaves it to the last second to jump online. You're like, oh, there's all their faces. It's so good to see you this morning. So yes, as Verity said, my name is Rachel Bourke. I'm the founder and head trainer at SalesSPACE. And we are obsessed with helping experts to overcome their fears and obstacles in sales that stop them from making a lot of money, and to actually ensure that their revenue matches their expertise. Now, I love talking about books, and people who have written a book or want to write a book do it for a very particular reason, and that is so that they can really solidify their positioning and use that book to reap the rewards and bring high value sales into their business. And the fact is that for some that does happen, but for too many it doesn't. So I'm really excited to be running this virtual masterclass with you today, because there is some really critical things that you need to put into place and understand to maximize any of your efforts. We're going to have a very interactive session. So for those of you who have done any workshops with me before, you'll understand that I love you all to be hands-on learning and interactive in this session. We'll do questions about 3/4 of the way through. We're going to, I'm going to be asking you questions throughout here, but you can throw some questions at me as well. We're going to be running a quiz. What I also want you to do is, can you please all grab a pen and paper? So I also need a pen and paper, and if you don't have that, maybe the notes in your mobile phone. Normally we say get them out of here, but let's have the notes in your mobile phone. But you need to also be recording your answers to the steps I'm going to be telling you today. So we have, as Verity said, we've been helping many thought leaders, experts, authors to utilize their book as the cornerstone of their business and to drive high value sales. And I'm going to be sharing the secrets to that today. So it is really awesome to be here. So everybody, hopefully you can all hear me well. Everybody can hear the audio. You can see the screen. So what we're going to be doing, I am going to, thank you, Dr. Chris, be sharing my slides. I'm going to stick myself up into the corner as well. And so hopefully you can all see this really easily. So let's have a look at our outcomes for today. First of all, fully engage. I want you fully engaged. Don't be off looking at other things. Turn your emails off. This is 1 hour that can totally change the game for you in your business. So fully engaged in an interactive, eye-opening masterclass and question and Q&A. Receive the answers to your biggest challenges. Let's see how many we can get through today. Understand what it takes to be seen, sought after, and seriously paid. Leverage your book to sell you. And also, I'll invite you at the end of the webinar to build a new model of sales success and to make 2025, 2026 your best earning years ever. So that is our mission today. I'll give you a little bit of background about me as well. So for many years, I was emceeing the New South Wales Business Chamber Networking at Night events. So for 4.5 years, I was on stage helping business owners, experts get up and pitch their business for 60 seconds each to a room full of 200 to 300 people. I absolutely love doing that. But to make that really worthwhile for everybody and highly beneficial, I actually ran a Perfect Your Pitch workshop every second month for 4 years at the New South Wales Business Chamber, teaching these business owners how to create their pitch to get on stage and blow the crowd out of the water. Of course, the people in the crowd who what they did was right for, not everybody, but their target audience. I was also a member of She Business Australia for many years, and I was a mentor at She Business, and I also emceed one of their big events at the end of the year at the Sydney Luna Park for 300 business women, which was incredibly exciting. And I've always loved to be in a leadership and mentor role to help others be the best versions of themselves. I'd like to share with you now one of the success stories of SalesSPACE. So this is Leah Metha, and Leah was a client of ours for many years. Leah has written 2 books. I think she probably is onto her third. And Leah is the perfect example of what's possible when you put your book or books at the center of your business. This is what Leah said about the work she did with us. An absolute game changer. I have doubled the value of my sales, and I'm booked out until the end of the year, and it's only August. I'm now selling for higher prices and bigger packages. So this is the sort of thing you can do. Leah, at the time she was working with us, had 3 little boys at primary school and was still out there doing her absolute best, building her business as a communication specialist. But she really was very, very focused on keeping her books at the cornerstone of her success. And that is what I want to be talking to you about today. So the fact is, everybody, that IP is worthless unless somebody buys it. If your IP is just sitting on your book and you're not doing anything with it, so much work for not very much reward. So what you do next determines if you are unhappy with your lackluster results or wildly happy with your book's ROI. And I know exactly which one I would prefer. So before we go further into my content today and what I want to teach you, I'm keen to just turn over to a couple of you now and talk about the challenges that you are having. Now, a number of you sent in, you answered those surveys that we sent out about your challenges. I'd like to have a quick group discussion. So think about the biggest challenges you are having. I'm going to come over here to this, and I'd love to talk to a couple of you. So who would like to share what are the biggest challenges you are having today? You may have written a book, you may be wanting to write a book, but you think, you know what, this is challenging. It's not working the way I need it to go. Okay, who put their hand up? Put your hand up for me. I'll go to now. Susie, you need to change your name because your name says Verity, but you can come back to that in a second. Susie, what's the biggest issue that you're finding at the moment, the biggest challenge you're facing?
Why am my name saying Verity? Anyway, so yes, I wrote my book, Grief, 18 months ago, and that was in honour of my son who passed away. It's a lovely little book. I've sold nearly 800 copies, did really, really well in the first year, and I suppose I've just been sidetracked. I actually had feedback because no one knew who Muzz was. This is how I envisaged the cover. Walking through the airport one day, I went, that's where my book's going to be. And then people, one marketing lady said that perhaps because no one knows him, that we did another cover. But funny enough, I still have people asking for this. So it's the same book, but 2 different covers. And then I've just been focusing on my work for the mind. And to me, I think they should all be linked. So
Yeah.
I've sort of haven't focused on my book as much. It's great when I do guest speaking. It sells, but I just need to take it to the next level.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Susie. Now your name says Susie, which is great. Claire, it is so good to see you, Claire, man. I haven't seen you for ages. So tell us, what challenge are you facing?
Yeah, thank you. And it's wonderful to be here. And I will just say I've been on Rachel's courses and they're excellent. Okay. And she's not paying me, I promise you. Rachel's, you know, I've actually written 3 books. The first one, or the third one, does incredibly well. It's very linked to my business. And the third one is actually getting redone for the new particular niche. The middle one is an interesting one. I launched it at a time and I had a book thing with ServeCore. I was going to distribute it all over Australia, give lots of talks. I had book talks booked in America and I was speaking at conferences. And then the COVID operation happened and it sort of went flat. So a lot of people don't know about it, that it's the companion to the one that does really well. So what do I do about that? Do I relaunch it? Do I do a special thing for it? And I'll just put that on the table.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Claire. I'm sure that is a similar issue to others. And Con, welcome from the US. I love seeing you here, Con. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. It's been a long day, so forgive me if my energy isn't quite where it normally is, but it's been a long 12 plus hours of work. So my question to you is, how do you utilize your book to open up those doors, whether it's as a first step to speaking so people can recognize you and you can continue your marketing reach from there, get your message out, or just in general to potential clients that you have not met yet? My book has done well with my audience, with people that know me, with my existing clients. It's added credibility to those that know me. The question is, how do you reach those that don't know you?
Yeah, love that. Okay, thank you for that, Con. Now, when we go to the question session at the end, or 3/4 of the way through, Con, can you remember to ask me that? Because I'll go into more of that then once I've unpacked some of our steps today. That's going to be a good segue into your question. I'm going to take one more. Kate, I think, Kate, you had your hand up before. Kate, did you want to ask? So the biggest challenge that you're facing, Kate Morton, did you want to say? Or did I just actually make that up?
I definitely didn't have my hand up.
Oh, okay, that's all right. I'll come back to you. So Dr. Tim, you had yours up.
I'm the Kate with the hand up.
Oh, where's Kate with your hand up? There's too many people on my screen. Where are you, Kate? Wave at me.
I'm here. I'm waving.
Oh, there you are, Kate. Okay, go for it, Kate. That's the Kate I was after. I knew I glanced and saw Kate.
Thank you. I was just about to unmute myself and then, there's another Kate.
Sorry, Kate. Okay,
No,
what challenge are you facing?
I'm currently writing a new keynote. It's a completely new piece of territory. And so in my planning and my conceiving of this and thinking forward, you know, I guess I've got the thought, I want to design something smartly and think about how I'm going to turn that into a broader business. So therefore I'm like, what's the critical thing or things that I need to be thinking about as I design this keynote and relate it to thinking about also writing a book so that that can weave together and be a part of my business model.
Yeah, love that. Love that. We'll come back to that as well, Kate. I really love that. So when you say it's a challenge, it's not a massive issue, but it's a challenge because you know you want to reverse engineer it to be super successful. So,
well, I do. I want to be smart about it. Yeah.
That's exactly right, because everything takes resources, you know, time, money, headspace, everything. So we want to make sure we make it work. So that's good. And Dr. Tim, you can be the last one for the challenges that you are facing.
Thank you. I wrote a book 7 years ago now, Emotional Judo. I don't know whether you can see that. I don't know how to make it work on the screen, but anyway, it became a bestseller over in the US for 18 months on Amazon, and it did very well, and I transacted a lot of business off the end of it. Then COVID came along, like Claire was saying, and sort of like, you know, the clients that I happen to be working with sort of like all stopped. And so coming back, once it had its initial hurrah, you know, coming back to be able to continually transact rather than necessarily refreshing. Now, I do have a follow-on, which I expected to get out in mid-March, but there've been some issues around getting it out, and I'm hoping that the same thing will happen for that. But it's really just two points. How do you actually reflourish something that may have stalled in midair because you know, had a bird strike, and that is what I see with, you know, COVID was like.
Yes.
And also the second part is I wrote it because a lot of leaders in my courses had said that the difficult conversations was one of the hardest things for them to be able to master.
Yes.
But I never wanted to be known just as that person, because I do a broader leadership spectrum. So it's also about how do you sell, you know, the broader thing if you've got a niched down potential in your in what you've written.
Yeah, great. Okay,
Thank you.
fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. The four of you who just shared, brilliant. I'm going to have questions at the end. If we have got time, I'll go into those. But what I'm going to do if I don't have time to get into everything, because you have no idea how fast an hour goes, I'm sure you all do actually. So if I don't, then I'm going to write up answers and I'll send the answers out to everybody. Okay, so I'm going to do that for you if I don't get to that in this session. So thank you for sharing, everybody. That's super. Okay, let us continue. So we also know that these are the sort of things people say to us all the time. Rachel, I waste so many opportunities. I also know something is missing. I'm trying so hard. I'm doing everything I know to do, but it's still not working. And of course, this one is just so true. There is a lot at stake for all of us. So let me introduce you to a model that some of you have already seen, but many of you have never seen. And this is aptly named, Your Influence Determines Your Income. We all need to be the most influential versions of ourselves. Let me take you through this. For some of us here, you are just surviving your sales conversations. And that's where it all starts, being really good at selling yourself. You need to be an influencer in your space. Survivors are order takers. They are good when the phone is ringing or people are referring them like crazy and, you know, doing the sale for them. But when that stops happening, money stops coming into your account. A sales maker, on the other hand, creates opportunities no matter where they are, no matter what the context. And as an author or a soon-to-be author, we must be sales makers. We must create those opportunities for ourselves. If you are an order taker, and you're just surviving, normally you're chaotic in your approach. You're chaotic in your approach to sales. You're chaotic in your approach to your book. If you are an influencer in your space, then you have the certainty of bringing in the cash flow that you require into your business and the certainty of actually bringing in the right leads. Because I know many of you are thinking, gosh, I just need more leads. I want to use my book as a really powerful lead generator. To do that, you have to have clarity, speak with confidence, and have absolute conviction. Because if you don't have clarity, confidence, and conviction in the way you sell yourself and promote yourself as an author or a soon-to-be author, then no one is going to buy from you. There are 5 critical steps you must take. You need to give yourself permission to do it differently, which I would have to say that the fact that you're on this session today shows me that that's a big step in the right direction. You need to do the preparation. There's a lot of work that gets done behind the scenes for sales to be the easy part. And that's what selling your book is. It's not just selling copies of your book. We're putting the book at the center of your business and selling higher value products and services out of that. Also, you need to then practice what you know works to then polish it up so it's perfect, as good as you can get it. And that's ultimately when you prosper. So I'm sure that makes sense. So can everybody here see yourself on that model? Give me a show of hands. Who feels like you are sort of just surviving your sales conversations and you're surviving the way you're selling yourself? Down here at the bottom of the model, you go, yep, that's not my forte. Selling myself is not my forte. So that's normally pretty solid for most people because you don't have a systemized approach to selling yourself and your book. Who feels like you've done quite a bit of work in this area and you're more, you work a striver, you've got a fair bit of clarity and confidence, but you're still not hitting those sort of figures that you want to be hitting in your sales. Hands up if that's you. Okay, nice work, people. Who feels like you're actually a leader or an influencer in this space, and you're here today to just glean a few extra points, but you really quite nailed this. Yeah, good work, Claire. Good work. And that's good because you have been one of our clients. So I love to see that. Awesome. All right. So thank you for thinking about that and where you sit on this model. Okay, so we have 3 choices when it comes to being in business. You can be stressed every day about money, or you can be doing okay, but suffer a sinking feeling, usually daily, that things could change any minute. Or you could be strategic in your approach and follow a system that grows your sales with the book at the center. And I'm going to show you a model with that at the moment. And in my mind, and as a fellow business owner for over 30 years, the third option is the only option. We want year-on-year growth, a healthy dose of personal fulfillment, and that is, in my mind, the only way forward. So let me show you our book optimization model. So we've got your book at the center. And this is relevant to all of you, because I know even if you haven't written your book yet, you're thinking, right, what do I need to do to maximize this effort? Because it can, my goodness, you can get the same results as Leah. You can be booked out months in advance and have a phenomenal amount of revenue coming into your business. So with the book at the center, we need to make sure that you're very, very, very clear on your target audience. Who is your book speaking to? And I know if you've already worked with the incredible team at Intelligent Ink, so Christina, Verity, Elsa, and Dave. Dave, yes, Dave. I haven't met Dave yet, but the girls are powerhouses, and I'm sure Dave is as well. They will be focused deeply on your targeting. It needs to be selling to a particular target audience. Then, of course, it needs to have sales messages woven all through it, those bumper sticker statements that people go, oh my gosh, and they're the things that people highlight, or they're the notes that people take when they're reading your book or they're listening to you on stage. That's those one-liners that people love. Your book needs to be riddled with your sales messages. Of course, you have to have products that come out of your book, and I'm going to talk to you more about that in a minute. And then you also need visual models to represent what people are going to achieve by working with you as well. And that links back to your products. You, of course, need sales collateral, your brochures, your videos, any promotional materials as well that's based on your book, and a really solid sales system. Because if you are wanting to use your book as a lead generator, if you can't convert your leads, well, basically there's nothing more demoralizing than when an ideal lead comes your way and you don't convert them. Of course, you have to have a sales strategy as well. What do you do every single step of the way of your lead generation activities, and a marketing strategy that's helping you promote your book. A website, make sure your website is audited as well. We'll come back to that in a minute. Landing page, nurture campaigns, content strategy. We're going to talk about all this, but this all culminates and needs to be funneled into your sales specific CRM. And I know some of you are going to be sitting there thinking, oh, fantastic, I have that. I have a CRM in place, so everything is streamlined. But I absolutely understand that there's going to be a bunch of you in this session today who are going, oh gosh, I'm still using spreadsheets, or in fact, I actually write things down. So if you need a conversation around your CRM, I'm very happy to have that as well, because having a platform that captures all your activity and actually reminds you of what you need to do is absolutely critical. Okay, all of you are going to get a copy of this recording, so you will have that model to use from that. Okay, let's have some fun, everybody. We're going to get into a live poll, and in this live poll, I'm going to be taking you through the 7 steps to be seen, sought after, and seriously paid. Now, the first thing I want to ask you is, there are 34 of us in this session today. I want to know who is happy to play. So I want you all, if you're happy to play this poll, I want you to say yes to this now, so I know how many people are playing and how many are sitting there being observers. Now, please, I want you all to play. I want to see that say 34. So let me see, we've got 10. Let's go, everybody. I want more and more. So is that everybody, Cole? No, I've got Cole at the back of the room being my tech person. So I'm just waiting for you all. I want to know how many are playing this poll. And then also this is where you need your notepad as well, your piece of paper and your pen, because what I want you to do is when you answer the question that I'm going to pose, I want you to say yes or no on the screen, but I also want you to write number 1, yes or no. Number 2, whether you gave yourself a yes or no. So you've got your yes and no's in a tally as well. Okay, have we got everybody? So who is going to be playing? I've only got 14 out of 32. Or only 14 of you going to play the quiz. Come on, people. Say yes so you can actually play along. It makes it so much more fun if everybody is involved. All right, then, let's do it. So number 1, your mindset is wired for success. So what I mean by that, so before you answer this yet, the first thing you have to have is a mindset wired for success. You need to know that you are brilliant at selling and that you love selling. In fact, when you are selling yourself, which pretty much most of you are, then you need to wake up every morning excited for your sales conversation, excited for your meetings, and in fact, excited for any networking you do as well. If someone says no to you, you don't go and jump into a hole and sit in a corner for a few hours feeling sorry for yourself. You bounce back very quickly and you go right onwards and upwards and on to the next one. So you are not debilitated by rejection and you bounce back for rejection. So I want to know, is your mindset wired for sales success? Yes or no? And if you would write this, if you're not playing on the poll, if you could please write yes or no on your piece of paper, that would be fantastic. Okay, Cole, let me know when I should go on. Cole's going to show the results when we've got everybody in. Okay, poll results we're showing. Yes, okay, so we got 53 saying yes, good work, people, and 47 saying no. So that is the first place you always need to start, is with your mindset. Okay, let's go point number 2. Step 2 is you follow a sales system and sell yourself confidently and with ease. You follow a sales system and sell yourself confidently and with ease. So everything from your pitch to your close and everything in between is systemized and structured. You know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it in all of your sales conversations. And you spend at least 20% of your week selling. So when you are selling yourself, then if you work 5 days a week, then you spend at least one full day, 8 hours, it might be broken into 2 blocks, of that week selling yourself and your services. Now you can have the book at the center of your business, but your sales activity is at least 8 hours per week if you're working full time. Okay, then, so you can see the results of that one. Do you do that, yes or no? Okay, everybody, put your results in, please. How many have we got? We got everybody in, yes? Cool. Okay, so the results is, all right, we've got only 14% yes and 86% no. All right, people, so that might be the first place you start. Number 3, step number 3, what do you need to do? Okay, you have high value signature programs and keynotes that your readers will want to buy from you. So what I mean by this is when your readers read your book, so your ideal audience is reading your book, they are going to want to buy something from you straight away. Your book is driving them to want to buy something from you. And it's going to be quite obvious to them throughout the book what they want to ask you. So if they reach out or if you reach out to them, then they're going to know what to ask of you. So they read your book and they go, wow, I really want to do this. Like once I've read Dr. Tim's book, for instance, I'm thinking, okay, I'm loving what he's saying. I now know exactly what conversation I want to have with him. Or Dr. Tim, you go to any of the clients that you want to work with, they've read your book and you know exactly what to talk to them about because it clearly sells into your high value programs or keynotes. Now let's talk keynotes as well. So from a book perspective, if you have a book with a certain title, you have a keynote with the same title and programs, workshops with the same title as well, it starts to all make sense. People know what they're buying from you. A clear mind says yes. A clear mind, a clarity equals massive momentum forward. So have you got a high value signature program and keynotes that your readers will want to buy from you when they read your book? Yes or no? Well, this is not bad, everybody. So, and make sure if you're not playing along on the screen, make sure you're writing this on your pen and paper as well, because I'm going to ask you to tally these up. So, okay, well done, everybody. The results are coming on your screen now. Okay, so 70% of you need to, this is a big thing for you if you haven't done that, because this is the biggest step to actually make great money from the work, from your writing. Okay, step number 4. You have a pre-launch, launch, and post-launch sales strategy. You know exactly what to do beforehand, exactly what to do at the launch event, and exactly what to do post-launch event. And it is an incredibly well thought out, well-designed sales strategy. And a sales strategy means, so a marketing strategy is promoting that it's happening. A sales strategy is the strategy wrapped around your marketing and PR strategy that actually brings sales in the door. It makes things happen, not just likes and not just clicks on LinkedIn saying they're attending, etc. It is actually you in front of real people doing real sales. So do you have a pre-launch, launch, and post-launch sales strategy? Let's go, everybody. Yes or no? And make sure you write it on your paper as well. Okay, we got everybody in. Oh, no. How many more do we need? Oh, 3 more in. Okay, so let's go, everybody. Okay, so basically, if we show the results of this, this might be, besides not having a sales system, this might be one of the biggest challenges all of you are facing. And this takes time to actually really think it through and create it. But once you've created it, this is when the rubber hits the road, the dollars go into your bank account. And this is the sales strategy that most people just have no idea that they need to have. Okay, let's go. Step number 5. Step number 5 is that you've created your book's website or landing page. It actually has to have its own full, like if it's on your website, it has to be on the home screen of your website. It has to be really obvious that you've got your book front and center, and it then needs to click through and have its own beautiful page. But many of our authors actually have their own website for their book, or just a really beautifully created landing page that sells their book as well, or sells the concept of their book and the programs that their book lead into. So let's do it, everybody. Have you created, if you've already written a book, have you created your book's own landing page or website, or is it front and center on your homepage so that everybody knows you are an author and you are promoting this fact very clearly? So let's do it, yes or no. Okay, much better results with this one. And we almost got everybody in. Yes, awesome. Okay, so what was that? 64% no, but we had a good 36% yes. Okay, so much better with that result, but this is critical. You can't sell a secret. You all know that. And actually, no, let me go to the next one. I need to talk to you before we go on to number 6. You also need to develop lead magnets and email follow-up sequences with your landing page or your website as well. So I don't have a question around this, but you just need to all know, and I can talk to you about this later as well, developing a whole follow-up sequence and lead magnet when you have your own website or your landing page for your book. Okay, number 6. You drive a clever content strategy based on your book's IP. Now, because we've got a little bit of AI help these days as well, this is such a critical aspect to people understanding what your book is all about and using it for really powerful positioning. So we all know consistency wins the race when it comes to content. If you have got a book, you have done a lot of work with your content and with your developing your IP, and you've got it structured in a way that's really easy to read and is going to grab the attention of the right people. You need to be consistent with your content. You need to be clever with your content. So I'm talking not just articles and blog posts. I'm talking video. I'm talking get out and speaking about being interviewed on podcasts. You know, you might be doing LinkedIn lives. So you might be interviewed on TV, on radio. You need to drive a really clever content strategy. Okay, so let's do it. The poll is coming up now. Do you drive? You drive a clever content strategy based on your book's IP? Yes or no? Okay, all right. So that's another area that a lot of you could do some great work in as well. Now, I'm just talking, staying on the concept of content. I'm now just going to, this is sort of 6B, also engage in a focused PR and media campaign as well. So you want to be a journalist's go-to. So we have clients who work with PR. So we've got specialist book PR experts who help our clients get onto stages and get in the media. So we've got 2 of those that we refer to that do a brilliant job. And so this is if you're really, really serious about being the absolute go-to in your industry and just reaping the rewards of your effort, then engaging in a focused PR and media campaign should be high on your agenda. Okay, let's go. Number 7 is your positioning strategy and collateral is 10 out of 10. So your positioning strategy and your collateral is 10 out of 10. Positioning strategy, let's go back to that for a second. Now, as you can see here, this is a photo of me emceeing New South Wales Business Chamber networking at night. This was a phenomenal positioning strategy for me. I was in front of hundreds of business owners who were, many of them were our ideal clients. And I was on stage emceeing the events. I was seen as the expert. Even though I was emceeing, I also got to promote SalesSPACE. And it was also obvious that I trained all the business owners who came up to pitch their event, to pitch their business, I should say. But also your collateral. Do you have beautifully designed brochures, beautifully designed flyers that actually do help you sell your high value services once people are interested in working from you? They need to be 10 out of 10. So there is a difference between a marketing brochure and a sales brochure. So I'm talking sales brochure. Okay, let's launch the poll now, Cole. Is your positioning and your collateral, your positioning strategy, I should say, and your collateral 10 out of 10? Okay, I'm looking forward to talking to each of you individually about your scores today, because that is too high on the no, I have to say. So, okay, we've got most people in. Yes, perfect. Okay, show the results. Okay, so sadly, everybody, this one was a 92% of you saying no. So for those of you who are not playing on the screen, I hope you've got your answers written down as well. Okay, now we're going to make it even more interactive. So this is another beautiful brochure of one of our very successful clients, Rebecca Horton, who also has written a brilliant book that her business is just going gangbusters, and she's reaping the rewards of all of her efforts with that, also with a beautiful brochure. But what I'm going to do now is we're going to now jump into a checklist, and it's actually something called the Market Leader Checklist. So you need to know that you've got everything in place to be seen as the market leader. Because when you're seen as a market leader, not only do people read your book and go, oh, of course, I need to work with that person, but if you have a lot of other things in place as an author, then you are going to not only be seen as the leader, you'll be the go-to for journos, but you're also going to stop being challenged on price. People, the more credible they think you are, and the less risk they feel that you are because of how strong your credibility is, then price becomes irrelevant. So this is what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to actually do the Market Leader Checklist. So this link here, I would like you all to pull your phone out and to scan this QR code, which is going to take you to the Market Leader Checklist on our website. So if you can all grab your phone, scan this QR code now, and I'm going to give you all 4 minutes to go through, and actually all you need to do is do yes or no. And this is going to be emailed back to you, so you have exactly the checklist of what you need to do to be a market leader, but also give you your score. So let me be quiet for a minute while you all do this. If anyone is having any problems with this, then just reach out on the chat here so we can try and help you. I've got my brilliant husband / business partner in the back helping me with this. So if you need help, please let me know. Mm-hmm. When you are finished, if you just pop up your Zoom hand, your little yellow Zoom hand, so I know that you're finished, that would be fantastic. All right, well done, everybody. So we've got it mostly hands up. If you can't put your yellow hand up, just put your actual hand up, just so I know whether you're finished. All right, good, well done. Does anybody need an extra couple of seconds? All right, I'm going to move on. Hopefully you're all good to go. Dr. Tim, did you say you needed a couple of minutes? You're right, okay, not minutes. Minutes go quickly in this session. All right, well done, everybody. And I'm sure you're keen to see your short scores, but also, obviously, you'll be emailed the actual checklist. And I'm excited for you to read through that and think, oh, wow, I hadn't actually thought about this before. So today, as I said, I wanted it to be an eye-opener for you so that you really understood. Where am I? So you really understood the game you need to play as an author to really be sought after and to be seriously paid as an author. Now, some authors just want to write their book, get out into the marketplace, sell as many copies as possible, and they're very happy with that. Other authors want to make really, really good money out of the effort that they've put into their book. So it does require a focus on being influential. It does require a focus around selling and around your strategy. So that is very, very true. That's what we need to focus on. And for some people, that's it's not natural. It's not nice. It's people hate selling. A lot of people don't like. Everybody is scared of being salesy. So that's why we teach a very non-salesy approach to sales. That is very important, that you feel really at ease and happy when you're actually having your sales conversations. All right, so well done for doing that. Everybody pop your little yellow hands down. Well done. So, oops, sorry. Next one I want to go to is your score. So let's talk about your score out of 7. So if everybody, I'm going to bring up this one here. So here, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to ask you your score first, if I can. So if you can all put your score into, if you're playing along on the screen, then put your score here. What was your score? And if you didn't play along and you've been writing it down onto your piece of paper, then put your score, how many yeses you got. What is your score out of 7? How many yeses you got into the chat? How many yeses you got into the chat? All right. Have we got everybody in there? No, okay. All right, let's keep going. So now I'm going to get you to actually have a look at the 7 steps again. And I want you to think about these, having a look at these right now. Which do you think is going to help you have the greatest improvement in the results of your book? So whether you've written a book or whether you're going to write a book soon, which of these 7 steps here do you think will give you the greatest improvement if you actually focus on those? So if you could actually put those into the poll as well, that would be fantastic, and write it onto your piece of paper, that would be brilliant. So what have we got here? So mindset, sort of, how many people have said, all right, so if everybody can put those in, that'd be fantastic. I'm really keen to see what ones you think would give you the greatest improvement. Okay, so which one wins? Programs and keynotes, I have to say, absolutely. That is a massive step in the right direction if you do that. And as I said, some of our most successful clients have got the keynote, the programs, and the book all similar or same title. Okay, so let's end that poll. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, excellent. So we've done the greatest improvement, and now your action, I should say. So let's talk about what you're going to do. So you don't need to tell, I'm not going to ask you all to share that, but I'd love you to tell me I want you to write on your piece of paper now, what are you going to action immediately? What are you going to action immediately from what you've learned today? Each of you have given me and Verity an hour of your time. So what are you going to do to action? Everybody writing that down, because you need to implement something. All right, fantastic. So you've all got that. Now, what I also want to share with you is, I've chopped my own head off. Let me put myself down there. At the end of this webinar, we're also going to send you an email with a booking link for a 20-minute power session with me. So this is a free 20-minute session with me to talk through what you've learned today, the point that you feel will be your greatest improvement, and I can answer any of your own personal questions if you would like me to as well. So that is going to be emailed out to you today, because I love to help people to actually get really serious results and to help you move the dial as quickly as I can. And it's very hard in a group setting to do that, to talk to each of you. So if you would like to book a power call with me, then I would absolutely love to give you my time and talk through anything that's important to you in that session. Okay, we've got, let's say, 2 minutes to have a think about some of the questions that you have as well. So who here has got a question based on what you just learnt then that you would like to ask me? So I'm only going to take 2 questions. Who's got a question that you, based on what you've just learnt, that you would like to ask? Kate, you've got a question. You are anyone, but okay, let's go to Kate.
Sure. Mine comes back to because I'm preparing this keynote. I guess I'm thinking about, I love your plan, by the way. That's such a fantastic map for
Thank
all
you.
the strategies that we need to implement and tactics that just in one snapshot, I'm just like, man, that's going on my wall.
Good.
Yeah, I love that. But if I'm conceiving of the keynote, I guess I'm looking at the distance between where I'm at now and where I want to be. And, the book's going to take time to write and all those factors. Are there some secrets that you have learned or success that you've observed from, going, right, now I'm clear on what this all looks like. What can I do first so that I can start generating a return to feed into this machine that I'm designing to grow a business around this great idea I've had, which might be multi-layered.
Okay, Kate, yes, thanks for a really big question. I love that. So, Kate, have you written your book? Are you saying you have?
No, I have not. No, I've got this big idea that I'm turning into a keynote. That's pretty much my first look at it. But you've painted the sky with detail today by showing us that map, which I love, because it's then what am I doing next in this new creation that I've got going on, me with my entrepreneurial neurodivergent brain. There's another great idea. Yeah.
Okay,
So yeah, it's like
the first
yeah.
thing I want to do with you is so in your power call, we're going to actually write down all the great ideas, or you're going to come with all your great ideas, and I'm going to prioritize them for you. Okay, so that's the first thing. So you don't go flying off on tangents. But I think that from a book perspective, if you've got a brilliant keynote, then we want to go, okay, so the keynote is going to be speaking. Are you telling me the keynote speaks to a very specific audience?
Yes.
Yes. So then you would go, right, I'm going to write a book based on the keynote, and I'm going to unpack the keynote more in my book. As I said, Kate, if you have a book and a keynote and a program, same title, it makes you very, very easy to buy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm loving that.
Yeah. And just let's keep it really, really simple. Now, there's a lot of work that gets done behind the scenes for everything to be simple on the outside, but that is go. So you go with a keynote to Verity and the team at Intelligent Ink and say, right, this is my keynote. This is my audience. These are my messages. This is, this is what I want to do. Then you can go, right, this is what the book needs to. So that's what I did, actually. I went to the girls so I had a conversation with Elsa and Verity. I said, this is the talk I've done. This is the book I want to write based on the huge success of that talk I did to this particular very niched audience. And it was such an exciting conversation. I cannot wait to write that book.
Yeah.
Does that help?
It does. It's lovely. Thank you.
Okay.
This has been so much more than I expected this afternoon. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And Marissa.
Hey.
Hi.
I answered no to a lot of those questions because Verity knows I haven't finished or started really my book. But secondly, my book is completely different to what I actually do. So been listening to what you've said today, and my book's actually a little bit of a documentation about how I ended up being who I am and how I've achieved success, blah, blah, blah. A lot to do with my mother and some of her stories, and then my stories, and then bringing that together. But it's not really linked to what I do for business. And my business is actually supporting female founders and business, and not helping them discover what they don't know about business, right? So I go in and fill in the gaps for them. But it's not really linked to my book. So I'm sitting here thinking, should I now be somehow massaging that other thing that I was thinking of and linking it back to the business, or does it just a standalone thing and actually it's just a book about that, and if I have to talk about business, I do a different book?
Yeah, it depends what the intention of your book is. So today I'm talking about business books that we are putting in the center of our universe, and we are helping them. They are working for us. You know what I mean? Like how you can work for money, or you can make money work for you. We put a lot of work into our book. Now we want our book to work for us. So that is the focus of our session today. I'm keen to talk to you offline about your book. Obviously you've been writing it. Are you writing it with Verity and the team? Yeah.
Yeah, with Christina and I think.
Yes, beautiful. So talking about that, because you are not the only one that this is a situation for. In fact,
Yeah.
I have a lot of clients who come to us who've already written a book before they come to a work with us at SalesSPACE, and they're like, right, I need to develop everything you've been talking about today. I say, okay, so when someone reads your book, what do they want to buy? And they go, not
Yeah.
what I now sell. So let me promise you, your situation is not unique to you, but I'm keen to get into who you've written the book for and what we can do with it.
Right, perfect.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Also, if I can just jump in there, Marissa, I actually think your book could target that audience because of the lessons that you're having been part of the planning. I haven't been part of this first stage of writing, but they link. So I think talk to Rachel and then we'll link it all back up.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful.
Good to know. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for the 2 questions, and I wish I had more time. We should have made this a 90-minute session. It's very, it's so good to be able to brainstorm all of these situations, but I'm happy to talk to you one-on-one on this. And as I said, if you've got questions, send them through to me, and then I can answer them and get all those answers out to everybody. Okay, so for those of you, I know we've only got a couple of minutes left, and bear with me if you're happy to go a few minutes over, because if you are really keen to actually understand the sales process and the level of sales mastery you require to be a person that sales comes easy to, and you can start to reap the rewards from the efforts you have put into your book, or you're going to write a book in the near future or even in the future, but you want to have everything else in place ready to write that book and reap the rewards, then I'd love you to stay, and I'm going to share with you now what we do at SalesSPACE so that you can come and join us and work with us if you'd like to in our sales mastery program. So bear with me. If you stay on board, fantastic. I will take a couple of minutes of your time. If you wanted to jump off, then I'm happy. I'm completely understand. If you are on here now and you sent in your survey results, at the end of our presentation today, I'm going to actually we're going to have a spinning wheel with names on it. And if your name is on that wheel, then if the wheel lands on you, you can win. And if you're in this room, you will win our $1,500 training, $1 Million Messages. So if you're here, thank you. And let me begin. So I would like to share with you now our model known as the truth about revenue growth. And for those of you who are still on this call, then making money in your business is obviously very important to you. So let me actually share with you what it takes to do this. So if you do nothing and you same old, then you will remain at the status quo and you will be earning the sort of money that you are earning at the moment. If you prepare and do the work behind the scenes, you'll get slightly better. If you systemize your approach to selling, whether it's selling your book, your programs, your keynotes, yourself and your higher value programs, then you're going to make a lot more money. You'll see that steady increase. You then need to strategize. I talked a lot today in my 7 steps about strategy. You have no idea how important strategy is. Then you need to implement your strategy. We need to become sought after authors, sought after speakers, sought after experts. And then you can see the financial gain from this is way up again. But I suppose the gold standard for an expert is to be a standout in business. That's when you can truly scale what you're doing, your operations, and that's when you are reaping all the financial rewards that you have hoped for and that you have obviously worked incredibly hard for as well. So I'd like to talk to you about our 3-day sales intensive, which is the next step for a lot of you in terms of really sharpening your sales approach as an author or a soon-to-be author. So it is a must if you are determined to maximize your ROI on your efforts and sustainably grow your revenue. Your sales conversations are hit and miss. The language you use to explain your offering is not strong enough, and you want a practical sales approach that works and will ensure you never sound salesy. So what you will learn is a sales approach that works, complete clarity on what to say and how to say it from the pitch to the close, how to prove your value and create the critical visual models. This is a part of that model that I showed you at the start of our workshop today. Create visual models that allow you to charge what you're worth. the best way to cover objections so you're never on the back foot again. Invaluable feedback, receive clear, honest, direct feedback from every other business owner in the room who have no vested interest in you or your business. That feedback is just such a favorite of everybody. The best way to secure referrals, the third-party endorsements that make sales flow through the door. How to create lucrative opportunities, be so memorable that even people who don't need what you do will send clients your way. And also mindset mastery. Sales isn't a mindset game. Being a successful author is a mindset game. Feel confidence like never before. You can conduct sales conversations that are enjoyable for both you and your prospect, and absolutely never salesy. If I share with you now some results of some of our clients. So Melissa Donnelly, an incredible communication brand specialist. I asked her last month, what have you achieved that you're most proud of? She said, my income is up 112% from last financial year. My expenses are down 22.3% and my net profit is up 274%. Thank you for your energy and intellect. You have a unique ability to make every individual, even in a group, feel we have your undivided attention. It's a superpower. Donna McGeorge, a phenomenal author. You always find Donna in her books in the airport lounges. This course provides the perfect sales system. I've been given the cheat sheet for successful sales meetings. My income has doubled. I would never have reached this level of success without you. Ishan, I think Ishan is on to his second, if not third book. This was by far the best training I have ever attended. So impressive. This program is world class. Now, these are the sort of text messages. I don't know about you, if I've got any mentors or coaches or trainers in the room, but when you get a text message like this from one of your clients, it's a pretty good day. So as you can see, it says, and in other news, NT have confirmed to go ahead with the 100K program online. And my message back to her was, oh my God, amazing. This is what is possible when you get this right. And also, this is another text message for a different client. 10K Monday, I've had a $60,000 month. My retreat is virtually sold out too. So these are the results that you should be actually striving for. This is what is possible. So the inclusions and the costs, we have everything from your pitch, the full initial consultation and all the vital questions, our how to close, our easy close system, the 4 visual models that prove your value, scripts and templates from cold calling to follow-up. The total is $3,700. The bonuses that I'm going to offer you that are available until 5 o'clock on Monday, so Monday the 2nd of June. You get our online training free of charge, which is normally $1,000. You get $500 credit towards $1 Million Messages or Truth About Lead Generation, which would mean you will get the Truth About Lead Generation free of charge. And you also can get a second seat at the Sales Intensive. So a Sales Intensive this year, and that is you can bring a colleague, a friend, or you can repeat it, which a lot of our clients do, because the second time you do it is a very eye-opening experience. So this is an extra $5,300 in bonuses if you want sales to be masterful for you and your business. So this is it in a snapshot. These are the dates. So the 2nd to the 4th of July, and also the 10th to the 12th of November. And if you would like to go on a payment plan, then these are the payment plans that are available to you for July and November. So now that'll come out to you in an email as well. The next steps are these. Book your power session with me. Make sure you are prepared for it. We've got 20 minutes. I am all ears and I am all yours for that 20 minutes. Implement the advice that I've given you today. It will change your world. Join us at a 2025 Sales Intensive. We have got so many clients that are happy to speak with you about their experience at the Sales Intensive. And make sure, if you're going to join us, that you scan this and jump on and enroll via that link, via the QR code. But if you'd like to go on a payment plan, just email us straight away and we will get the forms out to you for a payment plan. So the